When I was 12, I met a boy and a group of friends that would later learn about trafficking through others on the streets. I was dropped off at this guy's brother's house, and I knew why I was there, and he took total control over me, of where I went, when I came home, when I went out. Some people can just give you a look and put the fear of God in you, and he had that effect on me.
This is a brutal, brutal business, and it's not just about prostitutions and Johns, but it's also about the pimps who are taking advantage of these young girls and creating just a terrible environment.
If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're running away from home, you're labeled as a bad kid. And there's nobody that was looking to the root of the problem. So by the time I was 14, I was already moving out.
And many don't realize or see that the victim is a person, and they need that intervention, they need that help.
They are looked at as criminals themselves. So if anything, they were probably treated as such rather than treated as a victim that needs help. The intense trauma that they've endured, and the manipulation and the brainwashing, all combined to just create brokenness that is so hard for them to put back together.
That healing process takes a long time, and that's why I can't imagine somebody else going through what I did, because it's a lifetime of putting the pieces back together.
It's like taking a beautiful vase, dropping it on the ground, shattering, and stomping on it, dropping paint on it, and just multiple traumas to that vase, and then trying to put that vase back together again. If you can put all of those pieces together, it's still not going to be the same. And so that's why I think prevention is so essential.
Human trafficking really is an issue in our community, as well as all communities throughout the region.
This is really real. This is something that's happening in your community. You just have to pay attention. And I think being involved with the collaboration of CATS and Washington Gage, I believe that there's just more eyes and awareness of the areas that are known for trafficking.
Washington Gage started as an event-based organization. Now we have grown into 8 coalitions to prevent trafficking in their local communities.
It takes a community. There's not just one aspect of it. Everybody has to be on board. That sense of community, all working together, is definitely something that I think if that was addressed, that would have prevented me from going as far as I did.
We as law enforcement cannot arrest our way out of the human trafficking problem. In order to be effective, you need to have prevention, but you also need to have enforcement. And the reality is you can't do it with only one and not the other.
There's kids that are missing every single day. We have to catch up and be very proactive.
So, number one, you should get involved, and number two, you can have an impact.
We can't sit back and wait for years for a bill to pass. We need action now. We need to keep pushing forward, because it's a matter of life or death. It's not something that you can sit around and just wait for something to happen. Wait for somebody to get beat up before you do something. You have to be proactive, and the prevention work has to be there. Otherwise, we're going to keep putting the Band-Aid on victims.
So we have to do something. The fact that we can't do anything or we shouldn't do anything is not an option.
Thank you to all those people who have placed their confidence in us, donated to us to support the work. It could not be possible without them.
It takes money to get curriculum in the schools. It takes money to make new state laws, and it takes money then to train the police on the new state laws, and it takes money to train hospital workers on what to look for and to develop policies, not to mention awareness events so that the whole community can get on board in this fight against trafficking. And like I said before, it's going to take a village. So this wouldn't be possible without the help of donors.